Am I muted? Let's try it again. What's going on, everyone? Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Matthew Peterson. Happy to have you with me on a wonderful Thursday afternoon. There's no big football game tonight, right? I don't think there's any relation to the Cleveland Browns in this meaningless Raiders. No, not Baker Mayfield potentially playing. It's going to be fun. I mean, I've done some Twitter battles with people acting like Baker Mayfield, quote, got a raw deal. The way I think of it, yeah, he had a lot of head coaches and OCs. He also got to play with people like Christian McCaffrey, Nick Chubb, DJ Moore, Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry. So, raw deal is a stretch. But that's enough Baker talk for today. Predict the score for me. While we let the audience build up, let's talk about this must-win game this Sunday because it is win-out territory for the Cleveland Browns. What are your score predictions? Everyone that gets in the comments and lets me know who they got, I will give you a shout out here. Levi, you are the best on Chat Sports. Appreciate you, Levi. Here we go. Jason, 35-21 Browns. Ty Man, how you doing? Browns 32, Bengals 14. The Battle of Ohio belongs to one city, and it's in Northeast Ohio. It is the Cleveland Browns. They have dominated this lopsided rivalry the last half decade or so. Ballers 26-18 Browns. I love it. Josh, how you doing, man? 27-24 Browns. Josh, I'm getting the sense that you're looking for a Yorker there. I think we have to back off the Cade York prediction because it hasn't worked since we did it week 1. So I'm going to reel off and hopefully we can get one this week. Or they can just blow them out. Tim Brown, Browns 35-24. Garrett Barker, 35-34 Browns. A close one. Garrett's going to have a sweating this one out. Rez Clan, 45-26. Levi, 45-40. Joshua Durst. Any relation to Robert Durst? Good HBO documentary. 26-14. Jose, what's up? 21-17 Browns. Josh is going to quickly retool and go 28-24 Browns. I like it, Josh. I like it. Okay, so get your score predictions in right now so I can get a good sense, right? A good pulse of what people are feeling like for this game. While you do that, I'm going to quickly tell you all about a new sponsor we have here at Chat Sports, and that is Fetch. I want to tell you all about today's sponsor, Fetch. Use the free Fetch app for iPhone or Android to scan your receipts to earn points and turn those points into gift cards. Whether you're shopping at Target, Walmart, grocery shopping, or even your local mom and pop store, you can earn reward points by scanning your receipts with Fetch. You can also connect your Amazon account and your email to earn points on all your e-receipts. Use my link to download, chatsports.com/fetch, and enter promo code CHAT at sign up for 5,000 points when you scan your first receipt. That's the equivalent of a free $5 gift card to get started. As you accumulate points, you can click on Redeem in the Fetch app and choose from hundreds of stores and restaurants like Amazon, CVS, or Starbucks to turn those points into gift cards, and you'll see how easy it is to use. The 5,000 bonus points, though, is only being offered for a limited time. So get started now. Chatsports.com/fetch and enter promo code CHAT. The link is also in the comments and the description of today's show. All right, speaking of today's show, we already got a super chat mid-fetch read. I love it, Michael. Let's go. First super chat of the day. Appreciate you, Michael. Always appreciate the love and support you show us here at the channel. And for that, you know, a super chat, you get the dog bowl treatment here. All right, while I'm pouring this brewski out, predict the score. Shout out your city for me. It's like I've already had 10 beers or something. Shout out your city for me. Let me know where you are watching from today. Always good to see how far and wide the dog pound stretches here. Yeah, Levi, I'm not trying to be deceiving or misleading with the rumors on benching Deshaun Watson. If you're on Brown's Twitter, you kind of know where I'm going with this. It's going to be a bloodbath, I promise you. It's going to make the Red Wedding look like the Treaty of Versailles, okay, when I'm done with this outlandish idea of benching Deshaun Watson. All right, here we go. Cannonball coming in. You want to get some shout-outs while I drink this bad boy?
Yeah, shout out to Garrett Barker in Gahan, Ohio. Dog Pound, Canton, Ohio. Michael Warnecki, Super Chat MVP of today. already tuning in. And the Brown Tiger.
He's got a new icon. Oh, the Brown Tiger strikes from downtown. Ryan's in Dayton as always. Brown Tiger, what's up, man? Deshaun Watson is my QB. Fun to know, preseason game 1. I remember seeing this comment in the video. I think I meant to reply. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Preseason game 1 of the rookie season, Watson looked just as bad. New team, new playbook, learned game speed. After he looked way better, not great, but better, we own Ohio. I agree. I am not panicking from Deshaun Watson's first game. I don't even know if you could say going as planned. I don't think anyone planned for it to go, NFL elite level. Maybe you would like to see a touchdown for sure, but I'm not looking at this going, oh no, that was an absolute disaster and this is going to backfire horribly. Not going there whatsoever after this first game. Brown Tiger, appreciate you, man. Really appreciate all the support you show us here at the show. I think we might be out of Fireball today. Maybe not. We might have to go see. But I'm just going to get a double dog bowl for this one here. And while I'm taking this bad boy, Patrick, give some more shout-outs, please, on where everyone's watching from. T-Birds in Wisconsin. We got someone in NC, North Carolina. Let's go.
Ryan's in Dayton, Ohio, Pasadena, California, North Carolina from Monty. Time in the Buckeye saying there's a good chance Watson will score a TD.
I sure hope so. Time, man, you're kind of leading us into our next question here. Who will catch Watson's first touchdown? I thought we'd get this answer last week. Not to be, but that's okay. We're patient. We're patient here in Ohio. So let me know where. Let me know who you think will haul in Deshaun Watson's first touchdown pass. I said Harrison Bryant last week.
Are you sticking with it?
Am I a coward if I switch?
No,
Can I pivot?
Different game.
Different game plan. I'm gonna go Amari Cooper.
I was just gonna say Cooper too.
I'm gonna be basic.
I like that.
I'm gonna go Coop. Right? I think he's gonna have a nice. It's gonna be early in the game. Bomb down the sideline. Cooper high points it and just toe taps his way into the end zone. So let me know. Cooper, Njoku, the Chief, did miss last week's game with a knee injury. We'll talk about that. We've got a preview coming up, but he looks good to go this week, so that's very encouraging. Jersey Dog, hitting with DPJ. I like that. I like that one a lot. Young Sky, Pharaoh Brown. Okay, not too shabby. Garrett Parker, I got David Bell underdog. We need David Bell to play first. And right now it's kind of questionable with a thumb injury, so I hope so, but we got to cross that bridge first. Josh Njoku, 12-yard touchdown. All right. I like to sometimes get off the brownie trail once in a while here on the show, and this is the biggest question, of the day, without a doubt. Who won the Brittany Griner trade? The U.S. or Russia? The Merchant of War is one hell of a nickname, that's for sure. Being traded for Brittany Griner, I'm not feeling like we got a fair deal. Not going to lie, Merchant of War is a big get to give up.
This was worse than the Herschel Walker
trade. Okay,
trade.
so then the next question is this worse than the Herschel Walker trade? DeAndre Hopkins trade?
Even the Amari Cooper trade.
And this isn't taking away from Brittany Griner coming home. Everyone's happy about that. No one should be unhappy about that. It's just you couldn't have gotten a draft pick or something in exchange. This just didn't feel all that, even, if you're asking me here. Shaylin saying the U.S., Tim saying Russia. Josh, nothing worse than the Herschel Walker trade. We got someone in here. Bengals 8-4, Browns 5-7. I'm feeling a troll. Need I remind you, the Bengals got spanked the last time they played the Browns. So you know what? I'm not going to tolerate any of that slander going on in here, Ramirez. Jason, that was the next point I was going to make. That would have been nice if the Marine also came back with Brittany Griner. Babe Ruth trade. So now a whole new segment here. Worst trades of all time. The Amari Cooper trade is worse this year. Is the worst trade we've seen this year, right? Getting Cooper for a fifth, especially because the Cowboys were like, well, we just couldn't pay him. Why not? I hate that answer as an excuse. Yeah, you could. Where else was the money going? You didn't spend it in free agency. They wanted to keep Randy Gregory. Couldn't get that done. So Worst trade in history. DPJ first touchdown. Here we go. Joe Burrow is trash. I don't know if I'll go all the way to trash. He's trash-ish when he plays the Browns. He's got, decent stats against Cleveland, but just the eye test, he does not play his best football when he plays against Cleveland. All right, we got a Q&A coming up at the end of the show, as always. Get those questions in nice and early. Use hashtag Browns, or you can super chat like Mr. Warnecki, the Brown Tiger have today, and you will skip the line and you will get all the way to the front. It's kind of like Disney's new Fast Pass system, which is just complete and utter bogus. I am an adult Disney and I know it, but it's not that bad. Okay, much better than that one here. Ryan and the Brown Tiger both with supers. 10-7, make the 7th seed or win the division. I'd rather win the division, right? Am I missing something here?
I think he's saying either or. We're in there.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you're right. I see what you're saying now. I thought it was picking one of those two. Dude, I don't know. I don't think 10-7 is going to get you in the wild card. You're just missing tiebreakers over the Jets, Patriots, Dolphins, Bills, Chargers. That's tough. I think you have to win the division at 10-7, which it's frustrating because we talked about this last week, which was, hey, the Bengals have a tough schedule coming up. Lose to the Chiefs, couldn't get that done. They're almost there. And then the Ravens, who have potentially no Lamar Jackson for the next few weeks, the Broncos had a very winnable game against Baltimore, and they couldn't get it done. But appreciate the super chat, as always, Ryan. Brown Tiger, next one up to bat. When at Clemson and Texans, to get him more comfortable with his team when new to it, so I'm going with Njoku as first touchdown. Okay, so you're saying early on, look for that safety blanket over the middle of the field. Look for the chief. I like it. I can roll with that. That's why I went Harrison Bryant, because I kind of thought the same thing and Njoku wasn't playing last week. But now if I'm going tight end, I kind of feel obligated to go Njoku. But now I'm thinking it's going to be Harrison Bryant for sure, because I'm double reversing it in my head here. Greg with an all-time troll super chat here. Cut Watson for Dobbs. Josh Dobbs, everyone. He's got a new home. He is with the Detroit Lions on their practice squad. So it's going to cost at least a first to get Josh Dobbs from Detroit based on the way some people talk about him in this circle. I just don't see it happening. So, no. Stop it. All right, but I will give a dog bowl for all of the super chats coming in here. All right, here we go. Coming up on today's show, though, as always, the latest news and rumors with our Bernie Kosar heads. Plus, I've got a Browns-Bengals preview, injury report, keys to victory, kind of get you guys ready for a big game this Sunday from the Skyline Chili City. And as well, we have a live Q&A at the end of the show. Use hashtag Browns or super chats if you want to be featured on said mailbag. Okay. Patrick, who is gossiping right now with some coworkers, whenever you're ready, please, I'm on your time. Am I good? Am I good? Oh, take 2 minutes. All right. So Patrick's going to do, 100 people watching, 19 likes. Patrick's like New York Times right now. He's on strike. He's not doing anything. Okay.
33 likes at minimum.
Josh, we're going to miss you out. Yeah. Only 19 likes, rookie numbers. Do I got to go full Wolf of Wall Street? Let's pump those numbers up, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We ready to rock and roll? Patrick is done flirting with some of our coworkers, and he's ready to press buttons. So please, let's talk about these news and rumors because they're hot, they're juicy, and they're major. Here we go. Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Matthew Peterson. Happy to have you with me here. We are filming today's video during our live show every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Tune in next week if you have not already. Guaranteed a good time or your money back on this free channel. Now, the first news and rumor story I want to hit on here is blasphemy. It is about whether or not Kevin Stefanski could bench Deshaun Watson and start Jacoby Brissett. It's fake news. If you live on Browns Twitter, you know what I'm talking about right now. It is an outlandish idea that started last week after the win in Houston, we got this from Albert Breer. Asked if he's committed to Deshaun Watson on his starter, Browns coach Kevin Stefanski, yes. Now, after that, I was thinking, all right, let's start a witch hunt. Who asked Kevin Stefanski whether or not he might go back to Jacoby Brissett after one underwhelming performance from Deshaun Watson? I had some ideas. You probably know who the number one candidate was, and he outed himself. Tony Grossi tweeting out after Kevin Stefanski said, "We understand the magnitude of the game. I asked if he would do whatever it takes, including benching Deshaun Watson if needed to win in Cincinnati. No, we're going down there to win the football game. That's our focus. Deshaun's our quarterback." I mean, this right here, if we can just spend a minute right now on this screen, is outlandish for a handful of reasons. One, to play devil's advocate for a moment, I see where Grossi's going of this is must-win territory, and you don't have time for a rusty Deshaun Watson to have a slow week if you think you can get 230 yards and a touchdown out of Jacoby Brissett. The issue is you might get 230 yards out of Jacoby Brissett, but you got $230 million in Deshaun Watson. You better believe the Haslams want to see Deshaun Watson take every snap possible. I bet Jimmy nearly had a heart attack when Brissett went in last week for the fake QB sneak and the end-around handoff, going, what are we doing? So no, Deshaun Watson is not being benched for a week because the Browns are in win-out territory and they don't have time for him to get his legs back. Not going to happen. It's just not. In fact, we need to stop spending time, myself included, on this outlandish and ridiculous idea. Having said all that, who was your favorite Browns reporter or coverage spot? And I'm not trying to say play favorites or anything. I think it's always interesting to see, who people go to the most or who they think has the best content and all that good stuff. So chime in, let me know. If you don't pick me, I'll cry myself to sleep just a little bit, but not for many nights. All right, moving on here. Next story. Sunday. Is it a must-win game? You betcha. 4 Bernie heads here. The Browns have to win. There is no other way around it. We have been down this road before, kind of like the Dolphins and the Bills, where it was like, they've got to win. This is, they have to win, or they are really, really done this time here. Okay? New York Times has a great NFL playoff calculator, and I ran some simulations on it. And let me share with you what I found. If the Browns win on Sunday, their probability of making the playoffs is only 9% still. It's not going to skyrocket. If they lose, it's down to 1%. Now, let's say they win against the Bengals, and then they win against the Ravens. Well, then it's 20%. But if they beat the Bengals and lose to the Ravens, then it's 9%. If they win the first 2 games, but lose to the Saints, it's down to 3%. If they win out the next 3, well, up to 26. Commanders, 47. Even if they win out, it's only 87%. And if they win the first 4 games, but lose to Pittsburgh, it's only 13%. So it is absolutely win-out territory, and then you're going to need some help. Because at 10-7, you're not going to have many tiebreakers for the wild card. So you'll need some, inter-division cannibalism amongst the Ravens and the Bengals and win some tiebreakers over them. Now, before we even get further in today's show, we are going to have a preview for this upcoming game, which I think is the biggest game of the entire season thus far. So make sure to tune in for it. If you're watching our live show right now, and it'll be in like 20 or so minutes, or if you're watching this later on, tune in tomorrow when we drop this preview. We'll have the latest injury report along with keys to victory for Cleveland. Now, I want to tell you all about today's sponsor, Fetch. Use the Fetch app on iPhone or Android to scan your receipts to earn points and turn those points into gift cards. Whether you're shopping at Target, Walmart, grocery shopping, or even your local mom and pop store, you can earn reward points by scanning your receipts with Fetch. You can also connect your Amazon account and use your email to earn points on all your e-receipts. Use my link to download, chatsports.com/fetch. It's completely free, and enter promo code CHAT at sign up for 5,000 points when you scan your first receipt. That's the equivalent of a free $5 gift card just to get started. As you accumulate more points, you can click on Redeem in the Fetch app and choose from hundreds of stores and restaurants like Amazon, CVS, or even Starbucks to turn those points into gift cards. You see how easy it is to use, and it's completely free. The 5,000 bonus points, though, is only for a limited time, so get started right now. Chatsports.com/fetch and enter promo code CHAT. The link is also in the comments and the description of today's show. Moving on, next segment I want to get to here. Deshaun Watson, is he going to bounce back right after a sluggish debut and slow start to the 2022 season? I'm going to give it 3 Bernie heads. I'm not going to go 4 because I don't think it's, being very honest with you if I say it is without a doubt he bounces back. But I am more than confident that after one game, which was a very emotional game, he admitted, returning to Houston, a lot going on, he's going to bounce back and look a lot more like the, NFL leading passer he was back in 2020. But week 13 wasn't good. Let's be honest. Completion percentage at 54. He missed a lot of throws. A lot of throws he was just off on accuracy into the dirt. 131 yards, a bad red zone interception right to Petrie in the middle of the red zone, and no touchdown. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say, you know what, it actually wasn't that bad. No, it was bad. It was bad. But at least Deshaun Watson owned up and recognized that too. Was not in the excuse-making business here. Deshaun Watson said his fundamentals were something he noticed he could work on last week, getting his base right and just making sure his mechanics are sound. Even when you play the one-win Houston Texans, it's a good reminder of this is still the NFL. They are still a roster of 53 professional athletes. So if you are just a little bit off, you're going to get exploited, okay? That's why I always can't even begin to describe the hatred I have for the every year, could Alabama beat this team? No, they lose by 100 because there's 53 professionals on one team and maybe 15 or 20 on the other. So I am not concerned. He's got to get his feet back, and it looks like he knows it's little tweaks and changes he has to make. Now, Watson also added this when he spoke to the media on Thursday, saying, last week was a lot. Anticipation, former team, former teammates. I'm human, so I definitely had things running through my mind. Glad that's out of the way and glad we got the win. Very glad that the Browns defense, for the first time this year, stepped up to the plate and go, all right, offense is not getting it done. Our turn to win the game. Now, Deshaun Watson at games behind, getting ready for Cincinnati. And now the spotlight and the, Deshaun Watson's returning, the media headlines, all the attention kind of being, swept away a little bit. It's just another game in Cincinnati, Ohio in December. So it's not going to generate as much buzz and as much eyeballs to what is Deshaun Watson doing on every single snap. All right, predict Watson's stat line for me this week. Just give it a rough estimate. You don't have to go all the way into the nitty-gritties, but if you want to, you can as well. If you think he's going to throw 3 touchdowns or 1 touchdown, whatever it is, let me know what your Deshaun Watson stat predictions are in the comments. If I had to give one, I'm not expecting huge numbers still. I think there is still more football to be played until he really becomes the Deshaun Watson we have all seen for the last couple of years. But I'll go down for 22 for 32, 250 yards and 1 touchdown. I think that's roughly in the ballpark of what we can expect. Might be another interception as he's still getting ready to getting reacclimated to reading defenses. But I think that's probably going to be in the neighborhood of what to expect from number 4. Another quick note I wanted to share from Thursday's practice with you all here. Mary Kay tweeting out that Joe Woods said Deion Jones and Jordan Kunaszyk will play at Mike Backer with Taki out for the season. So Deion Jones kind of sliding over, Tony Fields stepping up, and that's what we can expect moving forward, taking over the middle of that linebacker core here. Other injury news, of course, Anthony Schwartz placed on IR yesterday. Cleveland picked up another special team kick return, punt return guy from the Bucs, and to me, the Browns putting Schwartz on IR was sort of just like cutting him, but in a nicer way. Because he's on IR with a concussion. I don't believe it's actually a season-ending concussion level of severity. May very well be the case, but I think it's more of, hey, Schwartz, we've seen enough. We're just going to shut you down for the rest of the year, put you on IR, and we're just going to give you the opportunity to kind of figure it out this offseason, and hopefully you blow us away in training camp. If not, you're going to be an Adam Schefter tweet in August of the Cleveland Browns have cut former third-round pick Anthony Schwartz. Also, I saw this comment in one of our videos, and I wanted to share it with you all here. Time to let Hunt fill Schwartz's spot in the game plan. We are not using Hunt enough, and I think Hunt would gladly take on more for his plate. Yep, I can completely agree, True Brown, of it's not like Anthony Schwartz was getting a high usage rate anyway, but I would love to see more touches for Kareem Hunt. We only didn't get as much RPOs as I thought we might in that game against the Texans. I also believe Kevin Stefanski in the second half kind of viewed it as a preseason game. No reason to show his new playbook for Deshaun Watson. The game was in hand. Let's run it with Chubb, Hunt, and Jerome Ford a couple times, and let's just get out of here with the W. I kind of think that was Stefanski's approach to the second half. So I hope we do see more of Kareem Hunt with Watson at quarterback. Before we let you guys go, if you have not followed me on Twitter, please consider doing so at Matthew Petey. Tweet about the Brownies, tweet about the NFL, all that good stuff. So hit me up over on the Bird app if you have not already. What's going on, everyone? Let's dive back into here. Chat's popping off. Get your questions ready. We're going to have a mailbag later on. Gavin's playing games. Will Anthony Walker have to work to get his starting job back? I don't think it's a confident thing I can say that he's going to be on the Browns roster next year, right? Older guy-ish, middle of his career, coming off an ACL injury, also had an injury in his first year with Cleveland. He's definitely become a bigger part of this locker room. It was definitely an emotional loss, but I don't think you can confidently say he's going to be on this roster next year. Next year, there's only 3 linebackers currently on the roster. That is J.O.K., Jacob Phillips, and Tony Fields. So there will have to be more additions made, no doubt about it. All right, the Brown Tiger with a super chat. Let's go, Brown Tiger. I'm glad we got a return man because biggest fear is DPJ gets hurt at returning the football. We are already razor thin at wide receiver. Hope the new guy gets a chance. Yeah, I'm definitely in the camp of I never like my starting receiver or starting corner or safety ever being a part of the return game. It's just too scary. And plus, I mean, Taki, for example, tore his ACL on a special teams play. Special teams generates a lot of injuries because you are just running down the field like a train, picking up speed, and you become an absolute locomotive when you hit someone. Unlike a traditional snap where you get a couple of yards and then you hit someone, you're not going full speed yet. So hopefully we'll get more of Dearty. I believe that's his name. I already kind of forgot. Getting some special teams rep indeed. But also DPJ, he did just house one for the first time since 2015 in team history. So I don't think they're going to move on from him all that quickly here. All right, get your questions ready. We got a super chat menu. Pat, let's throw that on screen because we've already seen a couple of super chats fly in from the Brown Tiger. He is emerging as the early MVP candidate of today's live show. Here is our happy hour menu. If you've watched our live show before, you know it's Thursday. Patrick and I both have the day off tomorrow. We like to view this as our Friday and our entrance into the weekend. So if you want to throw back some drinks with us, by all means, feel free to do so. $2 super chat. You can ask me anything, pick my brain, whatever it's about. $5, we got the dog poll. We'll break that out in a moment for the Brown Tiger. $10, we'll get the fireball shots out. $40, I mean, it's just a staple of the channel. It's the beer shotgun races. And Patrick, I think I retook the lead after last Thursday's performance from you when you projectile vomited onto the wall. And then, of course, we've got the Dog Pound Wall of Fame, Hall of Fame, MVP list here. $46 or more in super chats. Your name gets added to this. It's an elite company to be a part of. That is our happy hour menu today. All right, here we go. Gavin's playing games, getting those questions in. I like it. Now, we are going to have a preview for Browns-Bengals in just a moment. So, if you're curious what the Browns need to do to get a win in this one, stay tuned. We got you guys covered. I'm going to take a dog bowl for that last super chat coming in from the Brown Tiger. And then, Patrick, you want to give some shout-outs for a moment while I kind of catch my breath?
I'd love to. Thank you guys for getting the questions in there, too. Keep using hashtag Browns. Appreciate it. Josh Miller says a Schwartz could put on 10 pounds and be a returner next year if they're willing to give him a chance with that speed. Just need to work on holding on to that ball.
Yeah, it was a bummer that Anthony Schwartz, the first game after scoring a touchdown, fumbles. And I was like, oh, dude, like just when it feels like maybe with Deshaun Watson here, you could like fresh slate, build some confidence. No. One step forward, two steps back. It feels like with number 10 sometimes.
So you think he's taking his last snap with the Browns?
Kind of.
Really?
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do, but look at it this way. I know that Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, David Bell, and Michael Woods are all ahead of him on the depth chart going into next season.
So he's not. Yeah.
So he's 5 now. He was 3 this year. So they're going to, just teams routinely, you got to fill a 90-man roster. Mm-hmm. They're going to bring in 5 more receivers, right? Have about 9 or so into camp at the beginning.
Draft 1 or 2.
Draft a guy in the fit. Maybe if they find someone they like early on, you never know. But I think he's on the outside looking in. I don't see why after 2 years there's much to see.
Freak athlete.
Yeah, there's a lot of freak athletes out there, though. I'm so tired of, freak athletes.
Yeah.
I feel like some of the best players aren't even freak athletes. Tom Brady doesn't have an athletic bone in his body.
Jerry Rice ran a 4.6.
Jerry Rice ran a 4.6. So I'm over athletes. The fatter, the better. I think that's probably the new move, right? Go Bartolo Colon, all 22 positions. All right, here we go. So we're going to jump into a Browns-Bengals preview. If you've got any takes you want on the game, you want to super chat, kind of let the whole audience see them, by all means, feel free to do so. Patrick, whenever you're ready, I know we're working on your speed today after a little social hour, opening the door and chit-chatting at the start of the show. Oh, we got a super chat from Josh. Let's throw that super chat on screen for Joshua Miller before we jump into this cut right here. Josh, $5 super, appreciate you. Where will OBJ end up? Why not with us, thank God? Not with us, thank God. He's not working out for anyone and won't be ready till the playoffs. If you're a GM, would you add him? I'm hearing he's not even going to play this year at all. That feels like the new trend of took a visit with the Giants, took a visit with the Cowboys. Some injury news rumors leaked about his knee actually not being all that good or close to it. I mean, remember when we tore his ACL with the Browns in 2020 and returned in 2021? Took him a full year. He hurt until February. Why should we believe he's playing in December?
I don't think he'll play. I do think he's going to Buffalo.
Okay.
I think the Giants and Cowboys are out.
Yeah. You think he's going to Buffalo when?
I think he'll probably sign, in the next week or 2.
And then just they'll stash him there?
Because they don't need him right now. I feel like that's the best place for OBJ. Who knows? So,
I was thinking about it. No GM is perfect. I would love to get a documentary, though, on last year when Odell Beckham Sr., OBS, dropped the ultimate mixtape of Baker Mayfield missing him.
Yeah.
And the Browns didn't trade him. And then they released him the next day.
Yeah.
Was the cat out of the bag of, hey, no one's going to answer your phone call, Andrew Berry, because we know you have to release him? Or could you just gotten even a 5th for the guy, a 6?
Probably could have.
The Packers, I bet they would have done that.
Easy.
Yeah, take, a 7th, something. Trade him for a 7th, take your 2 7ths, and trade him to get in the 6th round.
Yep.
That's more fun. I don't know. I've just would love to know what really went on behind the scenes last year, right before the trade deadline went down. All right, appreciate the super chat, though, Josh. All right, are we ready to jump into this Browns-Bengals preview? Okay, let me get myself all situated on my end. All right, here we go. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about this big Week 14 matchup. We've got a Browns-Bengals preview laid out for you guys today. But first, I want you all to get in the comment section and let me know who you got. Browns or Bengals? This is must-win territory moving forward for Cleveland, and it has to start with a win this Sunday in Cincinnati. So let me know who you got below. Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Matthew Peterson, and I've got a Browns-Bengals preview for you guys today. We filmed it during our live show, which airs every Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern. So tune in next week. If anything changes between now and then, well, you'll know why. But Week 14 is pretty much here at this point, and Browns-Bengals is a huge divisional matchup. One, you've got Cleveland, who has won 5 in a row, has never lost with Kevin Stefanski against Cincinnati, and they have won 8 of the last 9. And then you got the Bengals, who has won 4 in a row since these two teams met up on Halloween over a month ago at this point. Now, I want to run through the injury report and kind of highlight some key names and what we're hearing moving into this Sunday. So David Bell with a hand injury is looking pretty questionable. That might come down to the wire. David Njoku, who missed last week of the knee injury, appears to be all systems go for this Sunday. That is great to see. Denzel Ward did pop up on the injury report with an ankle injury. I'm not all that concerned with it, though. Hayden Hurst, meanwhile, for Cincinnati, their tight end, he is looking unlikely to play with a calf injury. So while Cleveland gets their tight end back, it appears that Cincinnati will be without theirs. And then Joe Mixon, who has missed the last few games with the concussion, is definitely still questionable, but there seems to be some optimism that he will play this Sunday. Let's jump into some keys to victory, though, for the Browns. And key number 1 is make Joe Burrow uncomfortable. You know that when I do keys to victory, I hate being the cliche, win the turnover battle and that stuff, but it's true for Joe Burrow because he is winless in his career against the Cleveland Browns. He's only thrown 8 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, 0-4 all-time, and a rating of 92.6. I mean, he hasn't played abysmal football against the Browns, but he has not done enough to wield his team to victory. Meanwhile, he's going to be facing off against this guy, Myles Garrett. And when he plays against the Bengals, he's 7-1? I mean, he's got an awesome record against the team down I-71. 10 sacks this season so far, 2 forced fumbles, 11 tackles for loss. After a mediocre, I won't say mediocre, but maybe not an eye-popping-ish middle of the season, he has turned it on as of late as he starts to get more healthy coming off that car accident. And he's getting Jadeveon Clowney back, who's also working back from an ankle sprain. All right, next key to victory for Cleveland. It is activate the Warden. Get Denzel Ward balling out. The Browns desperately need the Denzel Ward that has played against the Bengals so highly this upcoming week. In fact, look at his career stats right here against the Bengals. And then look at that beautiful picture in the background from last year. 99-yard pick 6. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 28 tackles, and 14 pass breakups for the Warden all time against Cincinnati. This would be, and I have said this before, but now it's really true, a perfect time for Denzel Ward to not just turn around a season, but to really just take off. Because he has played a little bit better the last few weeks, coming off a concussion especially, but you're playing against a team that is your bread and butter, right? The team you have dominated in your career. Don't let up now. Keep your pedal to the metal, foot on their throat. 21, take off, King. All right, if you guys want to see the Browns keep winning, let's keep the subs rolling in. Sub for dubs right now, because this channel, since beating the Bucks, has picked up, I think, 300 subscribers and 1,200 in the last 3 weeks or so. We have really started to emerge onto the scene. So if you want to keep the good times rolling, click onto that subscribe button today. Next key to victory here. Stefanski, get in your bag, right? Kevin Stefanski owns the Cincinnati Bengals. He is undefeated against the Skyline Chili City. 5-0 all time. The Browns have won 8 of their last 9 against the Bengals. Stefanski, whatever it is you do, whatever Herb Brooks speech you give before every matchup against the Bengals, keep doing it because it's working. So I'm not going to get in the way of Kevin Stefanski's weekly or his prep for the Bengals because it has worked time and time again. This one is a key to victory of just don't overthink it. Whatever you've done in the past, and we'll look at it, it's working. So keep doing it. Speaking of working in the past, 4th key to victory. Got to get Chubb going again. He has just sort of, I wouldn't say disappeared, but but we'll show you some stats that's definitely going to catch you by surprise in just a moment. Now, first, I have to share with you all an awesome deal going on at our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Head on over to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code Browns125. When you do that, they're going to hook you up with a 125% deposit bonus. That means if you put $100 in, they'll match that and then give you an additional $25. Browns are 6-point underdogs against the Bengals? Get out of here. Give me the Brownies money line all day. Ride with me over at BetUS. Now, going back to Nick Chubb, though. He emerged this season as a bit of a NFL MVP candidate, right? Was the NFL leading rusher for several weeks. Was averaging 6 yards a pop the first 5 games. The last 7 games, he has declined. He has more carries, fewer yards, and fewer touchdowns in 2 more games. Now, he's still averaging 4.4 yards a carry. That's just having Nicholas Chubb. Even when things aren't going swimmingly, he is still going to be an above-average running back. But the Browns, I mean, he had a bit of a slow start to even the Bengals game in Week 8, but let's get him going, right? Let's get back to 2 touchdowns, over 101 yards. I think he's only had 2 100-plus yard games since Week 5. So let's get Nick Chubb from the first half of the season, the first quarter of the season, back for the rest of the season, and that will help with Deshaun Watson when teams aren't just stacking the box and going, hey, we know Jacoby Brissett's a good quarterback, but we're not too worried about him beating us deep. We're more worried about 24. So we're going to drop an extra safety down, and we're going to blitz a linebacker or 2 close to every play. That's going to make life difficult for the offensive line. With Deshaun Watson there, they can't do that anymore. All right, 5th and final key to victory for Cleveland in this one, Deshaun, take off. I am tired of seeing outlandish and crazy ideas of, hey, maybe they should go back to Jacoby Brissett for this game. It's must-win territory. We can't afford for Watson to be a bit rusty. No, Deshaun Watson did not have a good game against Houston, but that's all it was. It's one bad game. First game back in 700 days. He said it himself. He looked like 700 days of rust out there. It is time for Deshaun Watson to take off and show this fan base what they have been starving for 40-plus years, since number 17. Time to get back to the great days of Kosar and Sipe, and that is Deshaun Watson, hopefully with a statement division win to really boost some life into this team and hopefully rattle off a couple of wins and be the team no one wants to see in the playoffs because they are 6-0 with Deshaun Watson. Predict the score for me, though. Browns-Bengals. Who you got by how much now, right? You thinking the Brownies dominating again? What do they win, like 32-13 back in Week 8? I kind of want to go all the way there. I'm going to be a bit more conservative in my score prediction. I'll go 27-23 Browns. And as I say that right now, I kind of hate old me for thinking it would just be a 4-point game. I kind of want to balloon this up, baby. Let's go 31-23 Browns. Let's do it. Let's go. Lock me in. 31-13 Browns. It's like deal or no deal. No deal to this one. Counter offering 31-13, 31-23 Brownies, baby. All right. Q&A coming up next. Get those questions in. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof. All right. Oren, keep Jacoby Brissett on trick plays. That's it. Listen, if they want to bring Jacoby Brissett in for QB sneaks because he is the second best in the NFL to do it only behind Brady, I'm not going to cry too much over it. So other than that, unless it's 2 QB sets, no. You paid way too much and you gave up way too much for Deshaun Watson not to touch the football every single play on offense pretty much. All right, we got a happy hour menu. We got some super chats early in the show. We're at $34 in supers. Patrick, what do we want to put maybe show shots at? $50?
Let's cut him a deal. Let's go 40.
40?
Let's go show shots at 40.
All right.
What do you want total?
We're $6 away from that, so you're quite the flea market expert over there.
Hey, I'm just making deals over here, Petey. Mm-hmm. What do you think total for a beer shotgun race? If nobody's got the 40 piece.
No, that's fine.
100.
100. If we get to $100 as a group effort, we'll do a beer shotgun race.
Let's do
That's
it.
when we break out the shot fun. and me and Patrick duel off with our beer shotguns here.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So those are the numbers we're shooting for. Oh, we also got to share. Go to the bottom of the weigh-ins really quickly here. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you were with us for our Browns watch party against the Texans last week, I'll keep going now even further. That one. We had a new record come in from Kevin Wiseman with a $150 super chat. If we break that record ever again, like moving forward, we got plenty of champagne left over. We're going to pop a bottle of champagne. It created quite the mess. It created quite the Monday meeting for Patrick and I. But we'll do it again. You better believe we'll sit down in conference room E and we'll go, we're sorry. You just don't get the dog pound. Brown Tiger with another super chat. MVP, baby. One thing I've loved about Deshaun Watson is his escape ability and ad-libbing with his legs. Do you think we'll see more of that this game? We saw flashes of that against the Texans, right? Moments where it's like, no offense to Brissett, he would have been sacked there. Brown Tiger, I see this before. Deshaun Watson extends the play. So, yeah, I think we are going to see Deshaun Watson, and he said himself, getting back to his fundamentals a little bit, getting his base set, and going from there and just building and adding onto his game. Going back to what he was doing so well for so long in Houston. Yeah, I definitely do believe we are going to see more of that moving forward. Appreciate the super chat, Brown Tiger. That puts us just $1 away from some show shots here. So if anyone's got a $2 super in them, by all means, feel free to knock yourself out. We'll get some fireball shots rolling here in the studio. We got a dog bowl for Brown Tiger though.
Also, get those questions in there. Could use a couple more. Ask anything.
Yep, get your questions in. Gavin plays games. If you super chat, your question's guaranteed on screen. But Jason, I see your question right there. Just put hashtag Browns at the end of it in the chat. You can copy and paste and re-add it. Oh, Michael Warnecki! Let's go! Let's go! Jason, to wrap up the point, hashtag Browns. Software can figure it out. Jose Rodriguez! I think this is Jose Rodriguez's first ever super chat. Jose, you can correct me if I am misremembering, but let's ride, my friend. Michael Warnecki, a 20-piecer. Browns 31-28 over the Bengals. You smell that? I smell a Cade York walk-off field goal right there. That's what that is. It's in the air, baby. HNT's in the chat. All the hooligans are here. Let's have a Thursday. What do you say? Let's have a Thursday. Jose with an emoji, which never translates well, unfortunately. But appreciate the super chat, Jose. And then HNT. Ooh, baby. $2 super chat from HNT. Getting the good times rolling. We're up to $62 in super chats. That puts us $38 away from a beer shotgun race between Patrick and myself. Can you go get some fireball shots? Oh, McCullough is on the scene. Let's go. Appreciate it. Thank you for all the super chats, guys. I've said it before, but I can't express my gratitude enough. It just gets me more studio space here at Chat Sports so I can get more Browns content for you guys. Oren, drink up. Jose, second time. You know what? Because we had two people send in simultaneously, I think that's double show shots. 2 show shots. I don't want to rob Jose, who barely got cucked by Warnecki. And same for HNT, honestly. Meanwhile, I'll read some of the comments right now, give you guys some shout-outs. Colin, Bengals are going to say welcome to the jungle, but the dogs will destroy the jungle. Let's go Browns, baby. Let's go. Not worried about going to Cincinnati. What happened last year? A hurt Baker Mayfield beat the crap out of the Bengals. A team that went on to win the AFC. Not phased at all. Let's ride. Let's go. Joshua Miller. Is there any team in front of us for the playoffs that we hold a tiebreaker over? Good question. The Browns are 5-7. Their 5 wins are Texans. No. No tiebreaker there. The Panthers in week 1, no. The Steelers, no. The Bengals, if they sweep them, that would be a tiebreaker for the AFC North. Remember, if you split the games in your division, the next level of tiebreaker is your record within the division. But if Cleveland takes care of business and goes 2-0 against Cincinnati, they're going to have the edge in the division. And then the other win, why am I forgetting it? the Bucks, NFC team. So, no, they don't have many teams in front of them. Okay. Oh, Michael with a super chat. Let's go. Appreciate you, Michael. We got some show shots coming up really quickly, though. We ready? You want to get on screen? No one's seen your beautiful face yet. Okay. Let's bring Patrick Seatman on. Okay, what are we cheersing to really quickly, though? Michael, we'll throw your super chat on screen in just a moment. We got another Michael super chatting while you're out of the room.
Oh, let's go.
Yep. What do you want to cheers to? Someone in the comment section. You guys know we love to do this. You can't just take a shot empty-handed.
Cleveland owning Ohio.
Yes.
Best city in the state.
Best city in the Buckeye State.
Cheers.
Cannonball coming.
We got two, right, Petey? We got two.
Woo. We got two. Woo. I didn't think of that when I agreed to it. Okay, here we go. Brown Tiger, another super. Let's go. Let's have ourselves a nice Thursday. What do you guys say? Michael, I got to read your super chat. But first, Patrick's handing me this. We need to see more pistol sets. That is when you got the quarterback in shotgun and the running back behind his tail with Deshaun Watson and Chubb. As for replays go, I feel that's the most dynamic replay with how our offense is set up. Yeah, I mean, the name of the game with Deshaun Watson coming to Cleveland was RPO, where the defense has to figure out a way, and this isn't like even being like a nerd of like film or X's and O's. How do you stop the run when you got Nick Chubb and the pass with Deshaun Watson? Usually, the football gods never let you have both those things at the same time.
Yeah.
Like the Bills and the Chiefs. Allen and Mahomes, their running backs kind of stink. Like in terms of like legitimate every down back.
Yeah.
The Browns, they've got both boxes checked. So Kevin Stefanski, he's got the tools. He just has to put together a unstoppable offense.
A little bit like the Eagles. Eagles can do
both.
Yes,
a great point. Whereas the Eagles last year, they didn't have much of a pass. Jalen Hurts has really developed his game now.
Yeah.
And now he's got both. Okay, let's give a cheers to... Ready? Cheers to your worst food take. Because I think Skyline Chili is super overrated.
That's not a bad take at all.
No, it's not. But
it's a great take.
It's a great take, but some people say it's a bad take.
Cincinnati people think
Skyline. It's really just them. Okay, cheers, guys.
Great.
Cannonball coming. All right, John with a super chat. Let's go. Brown Tiger first. Feel like Deshaun Watson gets a little better. 17-15 Browns. Okay. I love weird score predictions because NFL scores are hardly ever nice 28-21. There's always a missed extra point. There's always a two-point conversion somewhere in the mix. So I like it. 17-15. Scoregami vibes right there. Appreciate it, Brown Tiger.
Dude, Petey, I might kick Shay out of the chat.
What's Shay saying? Patrick on the...
No.
Oh, my God.
I might kick Shay out of the chat.
Okay. Well, she is playing by the rules, though.
True. I guess that is a terrible take.
Yeah.
That is a terrible take.
Okay. John Crum, what's up? Looking for another great game. Why is the G all messed up there? That is very peculiar.
That is weird.
I don't know. Sorry, John. I don't know why the G is weird. From Martin Emerson. Yeah, Martin Emerson has been the best cornerback on this team all year. He really has been. I mean, didn't see that coming into the season. Greg Newsome has struggled in his move to the slot, but he probably played his best game against the Texans, so I agree. Especially, remember what he was doing with T. Higgins? No Jamar Chase back in week 8. It was Emerson and no Denzel Ward. That was sort of the start of Martin Emerson's coming out party. So I agree with John. You're on the right path for sure. We missed this from Sal. Oh, it just came in, Sal. Let's go. Sal Butera. Sal Butera? I like Butera more.
I think it's Butera.
This is the biggest game of the year for the Browns. Win and take a huge momentum into the Ravens game, potentially with no Lamar Jackson.
True.
Lose, and there's always next year. Yeah. Like, I thought after the Dolphins game, it was win or go home. Mm-hmm. And it kind of was because now you have no room for error, but this is backs against the wall every single week. 9-8 will not get you in. So, yeah, you win this week. You're riding some momentum.
Yep.
You're going home against Baltimore, not to Baltimore. Home against Baltimore on Saturday, prime time in my opinion, and potentially against Tyler Huntley. You knock that team off. I don't want to get too far out of my skis now, but now you've won 3 in a row with Watson, 4 altogether. Mm-hmm. You got the Saints at home. The Saints suck.
Cleveland country.
And then it is the Commanders after that. At this point, you're a better team than Washington. Not that Washington's not a bad team, but you've won 4 in a row with Watson.
Trap game.
And it's trap game, but if you win these next 2 games, you are favored every other game.
Team of dynasty.
Right? You are favored every week moving forward. Let's go. Patrick, hot take.
That was a very hot
Brown
take,
Tiger, glad you're here, Shaylin. Shaylin is the queen of the chat, I feel like.
The gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper. I like it. Okay. Good to see you, Brown Tiger. All right, here we go. We do have a mailbag to get into, believe it or not. We are $15 away from a beer shotgun race, though. So, group effort. I would love to see, like, 5 $2 super chats from people who have never super chatted before.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Give some of the usual suspects a bit of a break. If you've never super chatted before, $2, you're going to feel that rush go to your head. I promise you. You'll be chasing that high for quite some time.
Ryan, that's a hot take too, man. Hot take.
Cane sauce isn't it? Oh, my gosh. I think Ryan's banned from the chat.
I think he's going to get
gone.
banned.
Bye.
Ryan.
My gosh. Now, we say this, and we literally started the conversation of this is a safe space for your bad food takes.
Not anymore.
But that's a horrible food take.
Come on, Ryan.
All right. Hashtag Browns or Super Chat. If there's any Super Chats that are questions, make sure to include them. The score predictions, let's just get those involved with that, hey, who you got? You know what I mean? That's a good time to get those on screen for everyone. All right. OHIO. I love it, Ryan. Love it, Ty, man. All right. We ready? We got a Cleveland Browns mailbag coming up, an award-winning mailbag, if I do say so myself. Patrick, once again, just let us know when you're ready. 2 minutes. All right. Patrick's is working at his own speed today. You should have seen it earlier. It's the water cooler mid-show. Kicking it back. Here we go. Let's do it, guys. Let's talk some brownies. Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report, award-winning, at least I think so, mailbag edition here. I answer the questions you guys asked during our live show, which airs every Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern. So make sure to tune in next week if you want to be on it. Now, the first question coming in from a legend here at the channel, Ryan Chowdhury. Do you believe Kevin was holding back plays against the Texans for us in Cincinnati and Baltimore? I completely do now. At first, during the game, it was just like, hey, what is going on here? But the second half, especially as the defense, Denzel Ward's touchdown, Tony Fields' touchdown, when Jerome Ford was in the game at one point, it was like, hey, they are just running Madden plays. They do not want to show the opposing teams any sort of tricks they have in their bag of what they want to do with Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb in the RPO game. Especially when it was clear, hey, Watson is still working himself back. There's no point in breaking out some of our more clever and creative plays just for him to probably throw an incomplete pass because he had 700 days of rust with him. So, yes, I completely agree with that, Ryan. Brown Tiger, next one up. Deshaun Watson is my QB. Fun to note, preseason game 1 of rookie season, Watson looked just as bad. New team, new playbook, learn game speed. After that, he looked way better. Not great, but better. We own Ohio. Yes. I mean, that's just what preseason is for. He was bad in the preseason game against the Jags. Went 1 for 5. 2 were drops. There was a fumble by Dearness Johnson on the second series. So I'm not all that concerned whatsoever about Deshaun Watson's underwhelming play in Houston. Gavin plays games. Should Harrison Bryant be a main part of the offense? My opinion, he's very underrated. Gavin, you and I would get along great because I have been a long proponent of, hey, if I ever see someone rocking a Harrison Bryant jersey, buying that guy a beer because Harrison Bryant, in my eyes, is underrated. He's a really good tight end, too. That's all he is right now. He might become more, but when the Njoku's signing that big contract, that is not looking all that likely. But, yes, I do think we're going to see, Deshaun Watson in Houston, for example, never had a fantasy caliber tight end, right? Just think about that for a moment. Just put it down to those terms. No one was like, you got to get the tight end in Houston. Now he's got 2 pretty good tight ends with Njoku and Bryant. I'm very excited to see how he elevates them. Down goes Pitt. I love it. F Pitt in the comments. What wide receivers could the Browns get in free agency next year to replace Anthony Schwartz? It's a good question. I do see the train of thought you're going with of, I kind of think Anthony Schwartz may have taken his last snap with the Browns, put him on IR, seemed like more of a stash than a legitimate 6-week injury, 5-week injury. What about Mecole Hardman? Because if the Browns are going to replace Anthony Schwartz, they're going to want to bring someone in who's done a similar role, but just better at it, right? A speed gadget receiver, because you don't have much speed, like top-level speed in Amari Cooper. But Mecole Hardman is going to be a free agent. Maybe Kansas City decides, hey, we want to see more of Sky Moore. We're going to let Hardman walk. Wouldn't be shocked if Cleveland picks up the phone and brings Hardman in for a visit. Joshua Miller next up on the show. If we only keep one of Delpit and Johnson, who do we keep? Grant Delpit. Couple reasons. One, Delpit's on his rookie contract. It's a lot cheaper. Johnson, you can save quite a bit of coin if you cut him this offseason. Also, Grant Delpit, more like future potential with him, right? You drafted him, so you kind of got that going for you. But also, he's younger, and most importantly, he had an awful first 6 weeks of the season or so. He has really turned it around the last couple of weeks. He had a great play in the Texans game. He is not so much a hazard on the field, and he has settled in, and he is starting to pick up his job and his role with the Browns. So I'm going to go with Grant Delpit. Good question, though. Now, if you have a question you want to ask, and you're not able to join us during our live shows, just use hashtag Browns in the comments of this video, and I'll answer your question down below. Or, easy enough and much more entertaining, you can just tune in every Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That is 3 p.m. Central, and I guarantee we're going to have a good time together. Joshua Miller back-to-back. Where will OBJ end up? Not with us, thank God. He's not working out for anyone and won't be ready till the playoffs. If you're a GM, would you add him? I don't think he's playing at all this year. When he tore his ACL the first time, it was a 12-month recovery. If it's a 12-month recovery this time, that is putting him back on track for February. Another thing is, it's not like it's, 52 weeks from the second quarter of the Super Bowl. You don't get surgery at halftime, right? It's afterwards. So I don't see him coming back. There was some injury rumors leaked that his knee is not really all that ready. Wouldn't be shocked if a team signs him to a 2-year deal and just stashes him on IR for the rest of the year and kind of saves him for next season. But if I had to pick a team, I'll steal Patrick Seatman's answer. Go with the Buffalo Bills. I could kind of see and just want to bring all the stars together and make a real playoff push if they even think it's possible to get them for the last game or two of the playoffs. Tim Michaels, what's up? Will we sign any new defensive tackles this year? I sure hope so. Taven Bryan was signed to a 1-year contract. You have Perrion Winfrey on his rookie deal. You have Jordan Elliott, who was drafted in 2020, so 2020, 21, 22. He's got one more year left. Same for Togiai. So I'm guessing if they don't swing for like a Daron Payne in free agency, they better use their second-round pick on defensive tackle. But my guess is hopeful Angel Berry is going to be, praying that Perrion Winfrey starts to pick up his play and they can go out and get another better but cheaper Taven Bryan. After this year, I hope Andrew Berry learned his lesson of if you skimp out on the defensive tackles, it's going to make life miserable for the rest of your defense, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, our sportsbook partner, BetUS, is back, and they've got a great deal for you all today. Head on over to chatsports.com/bet. Enter promo code Browns125. When you do that, you'll get a 125% deposit bonus. No other sportsbook is giving you this awesome deal, so take advantage of it today. Chatsports.com/bet. Enter promo code Browns125. Cameron Stern, what chances do you think the Browns have of winning the next 5 games of the season? Well, let's kind of just run through. In fact, we can even bring up, let's throw on the playoff calculator, if you don't mind, Patrick. This week is probably going to be the toughest game. You're at Cincinnati. You are 6-point underdogs. Just from a Vegas standpoint, that's probably true. Now, this is the New York Times playoff calculator. If you win, if you lose, what your playoff chances are. So, if it's going to be Tyler Huntley for the Ravens in Week 15, and you get past the Bengals this week, who you have beaten 5 straight times with Kevin Stefanski, look at what's ahead of you. It is Huntley with the Ravens potentially, Week 16, horrible Saints team. A tough team in the Commanders, but not unbeatable, right? You're not going to Arrowhead or something like that. And then you wrap up the season at Pittsburgh. After this Bengals game, I think the Browns are going to be favored in every single game. So you're just asking them to do what's sort of expected. Now, in the NFL, it's a league of parity, so it's never quite that simple. But I think if the Browns get past the Bengals this week, wow, do they have a sneaky path straight ahead. No room for error, but it is there for the taking. Michael Warnecki predicting the Browns win this one 31-28, referring to the Bengals. Get your score predictions in down below. Who you got? Browns, Bengals this Sunday. Brown Tiger next up. Feel like Deshaun Watson gets a little better. 17-15 Browns. So I'll invite you guys to predict the score now. Who do you got? Browns, Bengals. Let me know in the comments section below who you think is going to win this game. I'm taking the Brownies by 8. How about like 31-23? How does that sound to you guys? Ryan, next up on the show. Chubb, Watson connection with RPO. Defense freezes for a second. Just let Watson warm up. Yes, I mean, Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb, when they get going, if they are truly unleashed by Kevin Stefanski, it's a nightmare for defenses. How do you game plan for stacking the box to stop Nick Chubb, but also protecting the pass from Deshaun Watson? There's no solution to it. Your answer is the offense has to outscore them. That is really what it comes down to. Kid Wilson, haven't seen you in the show for a while, Kid Wilson. Good to see you back. Does Baker starting tonight, so this will be dated, but this is referring to Thursday Night Football, hurt our chances of the Rams beating the Raiders? We need the Raiders to lose. Do we need the Raiders to lose? They don't have the head-to-head over the Browns. I'm going to predict the Raiders are just going to Raider themselves, but it will be interesting to see how this take ages. I think the Rams take care of business. Give me the better coach, Sean McVay. Vinny D, who is a dream Joe Woods replacement option? Ooh, dream. There's been some buzz about Jim Leonard, played for the Browns less than a decade ago. Did a great job with Wisconsin. I'm going dream, though, right? What about Brandon Staley, right? I know that might seem a bit outlandish, but hear me out for a moment. Brandon Staley is in his second year as the Chargers head coach. Right now, this present moment, he's 14-13 overall. He was the Rams DC in 2020, which I think for some reason people have this idea of Staley's an offensive guy. No, he's a defensive guy. He was the outside linebackers coach and defensive coach for the Bears before the Rams. And there are rumors of the Chargers having interest in bringing in Sean Payton, which then would free up Brandon Staley. And if you're Brandon Staley, listen to this for a moment. What better place to go than Cleveland that has a defense with Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Martin Emerson, Greg Newsome, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Like, that is an awesome defense to look at and go, hey, this defense definitely underperformed. I know how to push the right buttons. That is a defense I would love to inherit. Instead of going to a team like the Texans, for example, that's young and inexperienced and is still very much rebuilding. If I'm Staley, I think the Browns' job has to be the most lucrative and appealing and appetizing job out there. Now, speaking of defense, we did this on a show a couple of weeks ago, and the responses were awesome. So name a random defensive player. Can't be offensive this time. Got to be a defensive player. Let me know who a random, it's got to be random. Can't just be mainstream. Can't do Myles Garrett. Pee Wee's Dog Pound next up. Do you think Hunt will start to excel with Watson? They seem to have a good connection already. I do. I really do, because when you get Watson and Hunt in shotgun together, that's going to free some defenses up. And you also saw Watson in Houston run probably like 80% of his plays out of shotgun, and that's where Kareem Hunt does a lot of his damage, right? He is not a back that does his best in between the guards right up behind the center. No, he does great things in open space, and in shotgun, you could access more of that. Last question coming in from Josh Miller. Do we need to blow up the front seven next year, other than JOK and Garrett? Kind of. I mean, I'm just going to throw out names for the front four next year. Garrett's a lock. That's about it. That's the only lock I can say. I think someone of Elliott, Togiai, and Winfrey will most likely get a starting job, probably not be worthy of it. Clowney's gone, and Taven Bryan's gone. At the linebacker spot, JOK, like you pointed out, Josh. Jacob Phillips is coming off IR, so who knows how healthy he'll be early on. Tony Fields, if he plays well, I could see him garnishing a starting linebacker spot. But other than that, yeah, I think you've got two surefire starters of that 7, and then two so-sos with Fields and like Elliott or Winfrey, maybe even Togiai, but no, not the case. Now, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. Give us a subscription if you have not already. It's completely free, and you'll get the best Browns YouTube content out there. Guarantee or your free money back. All right, best Christmas movie. Patrick hitting the hard-hitting questions at the end of the show. I respect it. I like it. Now, you guys know the way this show operates is once we get through the nuts and the bolts of it, we like to freelance. The floor is yours.
I will say today, we don't have Steelers talk coming. We have our boss coming into the studio.
Oh.
So if we really want to stay here.
And may I remind you, our boss, you can look it up.
Oh, this one.
Big Michigan fan.
So we got
he runs the Michigan channel here at Chat Sports.
You guys want to keep him out.
Yeah.
We're going to need to keep this going.
The more super chats, you get to keep the studio. So if you are looking for some revenge from the game at the Horseshoe a couple weeks ago.
It's true.
This is the avenue to do it.
Yeah.
Keep the Michigan Football Report with James Yoder off the studio.
Yeah.
I think that is the number one goal right there. Brown Tiger, you forgot my super. Let's throw it on screen. Oh, F. Pitt and F. Kinney interception. Brown Tiger, appreciate you. Don't worry, man. We'll never forget you here at the channel. But F. Pitt, indeed. Get your F. Pitts going in the comments. Now, best Christmas movie time. Patrick.
I haven't based it. It's Home Alone.
Okay, Home Alone 1 or 2.
Do you count planes, trains, and automobiles as a Christmas movie?
You know, I always hate the stupid debate of Die Hard. No one bring it up. I hate that pointless conversation. Planes, trains, and automobiles is not a Christmas movie.
You would say no? Okay.
Christmas takes up, what, 2 months of the year, would you say?
Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 months of the year?
Yeah.
A little bit of November, all of December, a little bit of January?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Just because you're set in that 2 months can't just automatically put you in as a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, Matthew loves Jingle All the Way. I do like Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Very good movie.
It's a good movie.
Elf. I was shocked
Yeah,
at the office yesterday here. People were saying Elf was dramatically overrated. I almost was sick on the spot.
I must have missed that conversation.
Yeah.
All
Christmas
right,
with the Cranks. Have you ever watched that movie?
I have not.
Don't. It is
You don't
Shay's
like
favorite movie. It's awful. I'm sorry. I'm going to hear about that later. Elf is goated. I agree. Happy hour menu, though. $2, ask me anything. $5, you get the dog bowl out. $10, we got some fireball shots. We're also $10 away from a beer shotgun race.
Only $10.
And then $40, well, that guarantees it. Beer shotgun race. $10 away. Like I said, it'd be cool if you've never super chatted before. Send in $1, send in $2, little group effort, and we'll make our way to 100. All right. So with that being said, we do have to put a bit of a timer on the show. And the way it works is every super chat we get, that extends our lifeline here in the studio.
Yep.
And until we run through all of our gimmicks and whatnot, we got to get out of here. So, The first thing we're going to run into is Patrick's underdog. Our picks for this week, as always. Ryan, Brown Tiger, let's go. Before you even get to know it, no one cares about your underdog.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Okay, Ryan, Brown Tiger, let's ride. Ryan, who is the Browns QB when you became a fan, Petey? Very good question, especially when you consider how often I ask this question to people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Now it's getting reversed back to me. Browns QB when I first became a fan. So, a little Petey background. Used to live in Tokyo, Japan, believe it or not, when I was young. So I wasn't really a football fan until we moved back to the United States when I was in 5th grade. So I don't have, like, when I was 4 years old, a memory. So for that, it's Derek Anderson. That was the first QB when I came back.
Great answer.
And started to really watch football. So it's not like it's a 1999, I've got a picture when I was a baby type of deal.
Yeah.
But I love getting the questions asked to me. Yeah. Spin zone, baby.
Spin zone.
Brown Tiger next up. Die Hard is a classic, though. Tell me what day it takes place. I haven't seen Die Hard in so long. If I watched it again, it would be like watching it for the first time.
Same. I haven't seen it.
You know what I mean? Some of those movies where, like, for example, last night I watched Captain Phillips. Haven't seen that in so long. It felt like I was rewatching for the first time.
Oh, I think this is it takes place Christmas Eve. So I think he was trying to say.
I see. I thought he was saying a Monday or Tuesday or something.
Yeah, so
of the week. Yes, I did remember that part. You're right. Bad movie part on my side. Yep, Tokyo indeed. Okay, here we go. Patrick's underdog, though.
This is the shot clock.
We're $2 away from a beer shotgun race.
Yes.
I'm gonna make a rule though. It's got to come from someone who's never super chatted before.
Oh,
has to be or today.
Yeah,
how about that? Hasn't super chatted yet today.
But this is our shot clock. Once we run through, I got my underdog and my favorite. Petey's got his same. Once we're done with this, though, we got to cut it off. Got to cut it off.
All right, Patrick underdog, no bias. Take it away.
No bias at all. The most disrespected team in the NFL once again. The Minnesota Vikings are underdogs in Detroit. I don't even have to explain myself. The Vikings probably have this posted on their locker room wall. Every corner, you're going to see this. We're going to go into Detroit, and we're going to embarrass the kittens this weekend. Book it. I'm already getting fired up even talking about this line because this team, Vegas loves looking at the point differential stuff. So
I've got to say, have you ever seen a 10-2 team be 2-point underdogs?
No, it's never happened.
To a 5-7?
It's never happened.
Yeah, this could be free money, or it could be Vegas. I think I have to go Vikings money line because the payout, you're getting great value. You're getting great value.
It's a damn shame, Pee.
Yep. Pee-wee, where would you rank Jacoby Brissett in the Browns QB lore? I did this a couple of weeks ago. At least in the last 22 years, he's got to be top 5, right? Like individual seasons, okay? Like Baker's rookie year, Baker 2020. I kind of count those separate. If you count Baker just as one, he's definitely top 5, right? Baker, Anderson, Hoyer for a little bit. I think it's a no-brainer. Okay, still looking. Gavin, I believe you. We're still looking for a $2 super chat. It has to come from someone who's never super chatted before or today. That way we get some new life, some new blood in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Petey's favorite.
My favorite now. What are we doing here? The Titans are only 3.5-point favorites at home against the Jags.
That's weird.
That is very weird. What are we missing out on? I mean, I know they just got, curb stomped at home. Soul Train has a super chat today. That meets the criteria.
We're 5 cents away.
We're 5. Well, no, we round up with the channel. We round up with the channel. 5 cents away technically from $100. But Captain Nog, that gets us across. Let's ride. Okay, it smells awful in here. What is going on in the studio? Soul Train. It smells like vomit. Extend Cincinnati streak with 4th different QB. Oh, Brown. Oh, the supers are really flowing in. You're right. Oh, I hadn't even thought of it that way, Soul Train. But you've got Baker, Brissett, Watson, and then was it Taylor before Baker? Someone, I believe it was, unless I'm having a big brain fart. But yeah, you're spot on the money right now, Soul Train. I love it. Patrick's going to get the beers for the beer shotgun race, so don't worry. We got some more super chats coming in. Levi, Brown Tiger, Captain Nog. We'll get all those on screen. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof. Let's go, Browns, baby. Yeah, extend the Cincinnati streak with 4th different QB. Oh, no, I'm so stupid. Case Keenum. Week 17 last year. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't remember Taylor before Baker. Yeah, I completely forgot. That game, Browns-Bengals last year, the most forgotten about game in the history of football. It has to be. Oh, I think it smells bad. Yeah. So Soul Train raised a great point, and I forgot because who remembers that Browns-Bengals Week 18 game last year? No one does. Levi, my first super. Oh, Levi Mayfield. Welcome aboard, man. Yeah, I completely just blurred that game out from my brain. Okay, here we go. Yeah, run through these first. Captain Nog, Browns, easy dub this weekend. F the Bengals. Love it, Captain Nog. Always appreciate you joining the shows. Let's go, Browns. Brown Tiger, the 5 super piece. Favorite Christmas movie? A Christmas Story and Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. I like Christmas Story. I don't love. Home Alone is always good by me, though. So, Brown Tiger, thank you for the super chat as always. And Levi Mayfield, here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof. Let's go, Browns. Let's get into the weekend feeling ready to kick some Bengals ass. Okay. These are ice cold. It's going right to the dome. 1 second. We need the trash can. Can you go? I'm limited by my cord. Okay, I'm tethered like a dog. Baker, I can't believe I'm still. Dearness Johnson rushed for 100 yards in that game last year. I remember that. Okay. All right, here we go. So, who you got? Me or Patrick? You feeling good? You got no chance. 3, 2, 1, go. It's so cold. It feels like you just jumped into the Arctic Ocean. I didn't even finish mine. It is just a head rush. I'm going back in for more. See you guys on the other side.
Those things are ice. Ice. Keeping the fridge stocked.
Oh. Holy smokes. Also, another bad cock by me. Couldn't get a clean one.
I had to go double cock on that.
Did I chip my tooth? No. Okay, I thought I chipped my tooth for a second. Because I had a free.
I have a chip too.
You a chip tooth? Oh, that's chip. Ooh. We got to be. Okay. Robert, where can I get one of those beer guns? It's called Shot Fun. They were given to us for free, and now they get so much free ads.
That's fake news, Shay. Fake news.
Okay. Wow, that was just a bullet to the upstairs.
All right.
Okay, let's get back here.
So we're putting the shot clock back on.
Yeah.
I got my favorite. Petey's got his underdog.
We're at $109. Show shots at 120.
Yeah.
120.
Here we go. My favorite. The best front-running team in NFL history. The Dallas Cowboys. I believe this team, when they get up 7-14, they're the best team of all time. This Cowboys team is the best front-running team of all time. I think when they get up 2 scores...
You not watch the Colts game on Sunday Night Football?
And then what happened? They turned it on like that.
They sticked around for 2.5 quarters.
But I feel like if they turn it on, once they get above by 7 or more, it's over. It's over. This team is a front-running, fraudulent team, and I hate the Cowboys, but they're going to beat the Texans by 30 this week.
That is something. Yeah, the Texans are awful. It's always tough to wrap your brain around 18 points in the NFL.
It is.
But who's to say they can't be leading 28-3 at the half?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also, look at the over-under.
Yeah.
It's 44.
They think the Texans will score 6 points, 7 points?
That's it. I'd probably go 34-10.
Yeah.
34-10.
Think they score twice? Think about that for a moment. I don't.
I don't think they score a touchdown. Maybe 34-6.
Yeah,
that's what
34-6. Missed the extra point. Okay, that is an interesting favorite. My underdog now. I'm going to go with the Chargers.
I like it.
They're at home. The Dolphins couldn't beat Brock Purdy on the road. It's their road trip. They do, San Francisco and L.A.
But you go back to Miami.
Do they go back?
You have to go back.
They could stay out west.
I guess they
You
could.
can practice for a week. I'm not sure what they did. Someone can educate me.
I love this.
But I just think 3.5 points at home? Like, what? What am I missing here?
Brandon
Someone fill me in.
This is like, you lose this game, you're done being a head coach.
You lose this game, you're looking for houses near Berea. Because you're going to Ohio next year. Right? You're going to be the next DC for the Browns.
I hope so.
So, I would oh my gosh.
That would be ideal.
If Brandon Staley is the defensive coordinator for the Browns next year, call it before the season even starts.
Yeah. Or Zimmer 2 years from now after he's done with Colorado.
Yeah. Oh, no. That was like a fake. He's not the DC. Is he like a consultant?
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing over there. Because I thought it was real. And then they hired Alabama's assistant defensive coach.
He just likes to hang out with Deion.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds about right. All right. So those are our favorites and our underdogs for this week. If we don't get another super chat, we do have to relinquish the studio space to the Michigan Football Report with James Yoder. So if you hate Michigan and you want to see more Ohio content, please keep us in the studio. Super chats go a long way to help doing that here. All right. Now, we do love to do this here. We love to draft things. Just guys and drafts. Just goes together.
I love them.
Doesn't matter what the topic is. We'll do it. Like, we went out for Thursday Night Football last week, and in the midst of watching Bills-Patriots, we were drafting legit best TV shows to watch when you're at a hotel and you only have cable.
That was a great draft.
You know it's a great one? Everybody Loves Raymond.
That's a great one.
I love Everybody Loves Raymond.
We had some great drafts last Thursday.
We did. We had some elite drafts. So, if you've got a draft topic, right, Christmas movies, all that good stuff, $2 super chat, whatever, and tell us the topic, and we will do a 4-round draft for that topic. Just a simple man. Do you think Baker will have success in LA? He's got no Cooper Kupp and he has no Allen Robinson. No. He's going to be awful. No run game. It is the worst run game in the NFL. Before the season, you guys might remember, I stood right here and said, before Rams-Bills Thursday night week 1, the Rams are going to be awful. And some of you scoffed at me. Look at us now. Huh? Called it.
Rank best names? Should we do that as our shot clock draft?
Well, if we don't get a super chat of like something to draft, we're going to have to pack it up. It's like overall name? That's too
just
vague.
Best names. That's the best type of drafts, though.
I guess. There is something to like a little bit of boundaries to it.
Just best name.
Yeah. Best NFL logos. Colin. Okay. I kind of like that one.
We can do that.
Yeah. Let's do that one as sort of like a appetizer.
Okay. And this will be our shot clock.
Yeah, this is a shot clock. If we get through it, we don't get a super chat with another draft or something like that, we'll have to get Ian out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You want to go first?
Best NFL logos.
Who's your 1-1?
My 1-1, I am going to go with... Got a couple of mine. I'm going to save this one for later. Give me... I'm not going to pick the Browns.
Better not pick the Browns.
Can you go first? Do you have one you want to...
Yeah, I got my 1-1.
I go 1-1.
The Minnesota Vikings.
See, I was thinking of the Vikings.
We got the best logo in the NFL.
I don't know.
It's up there at least.
Yeah.
I know it's my bias, but I go Vikings.
Okay.
1-1. Petey 1-2.
I'm going to go Bucks.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Bucks got a nice logo.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's a bad one by you. Give me the Lions. Right? Take the Lions.
Yeah. All right, so I got the Vikings. I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans. I like their logo. Come on, you don't like the Titans logo?
One, I think the Titans might be, and this is coming from the team called the Browns, the worst name in the NFL.
Stop.
At my high school,
Titans?
Titans.
That is not a bad name.
There's nothing Titan related to the volunteer state.
So you're more comparing it to Tennessee.
It's got to have something to it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the Lions and the Bears, for example. There's no lions or bears roaming the streets of Detroit and Chicago. Mm-hmm. But at least they're cool animals.
Yeah.
There's nothing cool about the Titans, in Nashville. No.
All right. So
okay.
I got another one. So
yeah.
Snake. Now you got me in my own head. I'm going to go with the Raiders. I saw it in the chat, and I kind of agree.
Interesting.
Shout out to Jason Burns. I kind of like the Raiders.
Raiders, that shield is kind of cool.
It is cool.
All right, I will wrap up, and if we don't get a super chat, this will be the last thing we do here. I don't like any of the NFC West. The Cardinals, putrid. Texans, I was just made aware of this. The Texans literally have the Cowboys logo in it. Pull up the predict the score. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Tom Downey, our Cowboys report, pointed this out to me. Go to it. Look at it.
Oh,
There's the logo. It's the Cowboys logo in the Texans logo.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's the Lone Star State, but
I don't mind their logo, though.
I'm not crazy. I think their uniforms suck.
Yeah. Here's a good one. I think the Fins, dude.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins.
I like the Dolphins.
I'll take the Dolphins.
That's a pretty sweet logo.
I'll take the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins, it's a nice little, little rainbow sort of sun in the background, coming out of the water looking like thing. I like the Dolphins.
I like the Fins.
Okay. If we don't get a super chat of something to draft or whatever you guys want to talk about, we do have to pack it up. We do have to get out of the studio.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, I'd love to keep the show going, but this show really is dictated by you guys during this stretch of it. So with that being said, Patrick, we'll do one last thing here. Just give me updated Super Bowl production. And then we'll bounce out here.
God, my AFC pick. I still got Bills-Vikings.
Bills-Vikings?
That's why I got
See,
Bills.
I asked this because I said Niners, and I just don't see it happening anymore.
You're off the
Big Cock Brock.
You just can't.
Nah, I can't do it. Can't do it.
So your NFC pick. You're coming closer and closer to the Vikes.
You know what? I'm actually going to go with the Eagles. I've called them frauds, but they are really starting to look like a team that can win any type of game.
Any type of game.
That's what I'm saying.
Shootout, slugfest.
Yeah,
I agree.
Exactly.
What about AFC?
Besides AFC, except for the Browns, of course, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Right? I think the Chiefs sort of got a little disrespected of trading Tyreek Hill, didn't go to the Super Bowl. They're still the Chiefs. They're still Patrick Mahomes.
Are you nervous? They have lost to the Bills and Bengals already.
You know what? It's
or
tough.
Is that a good
it's
thing?
Tough to beat a team twice.
Especially Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Exactly. So it might be a good thing to get some of those stutters out of the way before the postseason.
Yeah.
Sound about right to you?
Yeah.
All right. We'll put the shot clock on for 60 seconds. If not, we're going to have to bounce on out of here.
60 seconds,
But we'd love to keep hanging out with you guys. But the rules Chat Sports are no super chats. You just got to give up the studio space. So timer's on here. Get some shout-outs right now really quickly.
Get them in.
A real one, Bengals 21-7, boo you. Greasy Flight, the Tennessee Moonshine. We're talking about the Titans' different names. I mean, of course, I went to Tennessee. I love the name the Volunteers because I like when team names have a connection to the location. So, Volunteers, Texas, you're welcome for being a state. Browns Super Bowl, Chiefs lost to the Bengals. Miami, great stadium to watch the game. Yeah, I plan on going there. I got to find a dog sitter, though. You want to watch a cruise?
I'd love to watch Cruise.
Okay.
I would actually love to watch Cruise for a weekend.
Oh, we might get this done on the deal because you're staying in town for New Year's? They're on that.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, because I'm trying to go to the Orange Bowl. Me and Brown Tiger.
Because I just want to walk a dog on the Katy Trail.
Oh, that's all done.
I will walk Cruise for hours.
You want to stay at our apartment too? Let's do a whole experience?
I would love to.
sleep in my bed? Okay, we hit a minute. No super chats. Tim Green, good to see you in the chat. Petey, no one's apologized. Oh, Brown Tiger! I know I brought up Clemson. I was like, I might poke the bear a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a good draft too with this one. And
He's got a good point.
You just jinxed us. Tough to beat team twice. Oh, well, no. Very different things.
You just called him out.
I should have expanded. It's tough to beat a team twice in the regular season and the postseason.
Okay.
In the regular season, teams sweep each other all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Unfortunately, the Steelers had no problem beating the Browns twice a year.
Mm.
The Browns have no problem beating the Bengals twice a year.
Yeah.
No jinx. Jinx is reversed. No jinx at all. Okay.
What's your draft now?
Draft has to be college football, college football team names.
College football team names?
Yeah, college football team names.
Or just college in general?
No, team names.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Well, do they need to have a football team?
Yeah, they have a football team.
All right, fine.
What kind of grass fairy shit you talking about here? Oh, you're Xavier.
I'm gonna go to the Musketeers.
Okay,
baby.
I'll make that exception.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll go first.
Okay, go.
Tennessee Volunteers.
Okay.
No bias.
UC Santa Barbara Banana Slugs.
Oh damn! Okay, you came ready to play.
I love this.
Wasn't ready for that. Not gonna lie.
Banana Slugs, best name.
That's a good one. You get the snaky now.
I'll go biased. I'll go Xavier.
Colin, see you Sunday, man.
I'll go Musketeers.
You go Musketeers.
The Muskies.
I'm gonna go Hawaii Rainbow Warriors.
That's actually their.
Yeah.
That's an elite.
You didn't know that?
I
The
did
Rainbow
not know
Warriors.
that. I did not know that.
Okay, yeah. And I might go to the chat here. Nicholas, UPenn Quakers.
That's a good name.
That's a pretty good one.
That is a good name.
That's right now my leading candidate. I hate the Cornhuskers. I think that's an awful name.
That's a bad name. It does fit Nebraska though, so it kind of helps. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
yeah. I'm gonna go with the. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of like UC blank in California, and they've got some good ones. Like UC, like there's a watch. I can't remember it. Oh, I'm gonna go TCU Horned Frogs.
I saw it in the
Yeah,
chat.
good
I was
job.
gonna go with that.
Brown Tiger, let's go. Brown Tiger, I do want to ask you. We'll throw it on screen just a moment here. Are you planning on going to the Orange Bowl, Tennessee Clemson? I sure hope so. Because if so, we got to meet up, man. This has to happen.
Yeah.
But Brown Tiger with another super chat.
Oh.
Heads up, won't be here Sunday. Sorry, we'll miss you. We'll pour one out for you, and we'll see you next Thursday, of course. But sure, whatever you got going on, pretty busy stuff. So, Brown Tiger, let me know. Are you going to go to the Orange Bowl? Because if so, we'd love to do a little Browns report get together. Now, we got to finish our draft though. Back on subject here.
I think I'm gonna put you in the dirt with this pick, Petey.
Colin, I'm not saying that. What's your pick here? Are you cheating? You looking?
No.
I think you're looking.
The Stanford Trees.
Stanford Cardinal.
The trees. I'm thinking mascots. All right, I'm thinking mascots.
Yeah, it was Stanford Cardinal.
Oh yeah, true. All right, can't go Stanford. I don't want to go Cardinals.
Cardinal. There's no S there. It's just the cardinal tree.
Really?
Yes, it's not a bird.
So that's
Common
why the
misconception.
mascot's a tree?
Because it's the Stanford Cardinal.
Oh, love it. Delaware Blue Hens. Shout out to Bucky. That's a great one.
Okay.
That's a great one.
Was that your fourth, or you got one more?
No, that was my second.
You went Cincy?
Oh, no, that was my third.
That was your third.
Banana Slugs.
Yes, Cincy.
Musketeers.
Yeah.
Blue Hens. Mm-hmm. I will finish it off with... Oh, it's a cop-out answer, but I do love their mascot. Florida Gators. I'm a big fan
Oh, my
of
God,
Gators.
that's disgusting.
I know you're not going to like that.
That's an awful one. Okay.
There's another good one in the chat.
I might... Oh, that's not a bad one from Gavin.
It's not a bad one.
I'm going to round out my draft with the... No, I'm not going to go that path. I kind of like that one. Got some ideas popping. Let's go with the pressures building. I'm just going to go to my safety. Yeah, I'll go Arkansas Razorbacks.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a safe pick.
It's
it could have been better,
pick.
but there's better. Yeah, I think there's one that with research we could really nail.
If I would have said the Syracuse Orange,
Awful pick.
that would have been a bad pick.
Awful
I feel like that would have been either a good pick or a bad pick. I'm glad I didn't say it now.
Good choice, buddy. Good choice. Highly doubt it. We'll watch dominate with true orange color bowl from home. All right, I had to ask Brown Tiger. All right, unless we get another super chat, we're going to have to sign off here. As always, it is a blast hanging out with you guys every single Thursday. Definitely one of my favorite parts of the whole week, outside of
It's the best.
hopefully either Sundays, like Victory Sunday or Victory Monday afterwards. Raging Cajun, such a better name.
Oh, that's a great one.
Oh, what a miss by us. You're right.
How do we actually miss it?
Monarchs, that's a good one too from ODU. Bucky killed this draft.
Bucky was sending in great ones.
Yep, I should have just phoned a friend Bucky the whole time. All right. Patrick, any final thoughts before we sign off?
I'm a hammering Browns money line this weekend.
Hammering Browns money line. I'll take Vikings money line. How about that?
I like it.
There we go.
I like it. I'm working
All right.
on the Browns.
Can you say Super Bowl brownies? That I can. I'm gonna sign off with this right now. Cleveland Browns. Book your tickets. Glendale, Arizona. February 2023. Right at the buzzer! Stewart cuts me off! Says hold the phone! Damn, Stewart! His first ever super chat on the channel!
Wow!
What has made success for the Vikings this year? I'll let you answer, but I think it has to start with a guy named Kevin.
Kevin O'Connell, 100%.
Yeah,
Kevin
right?
O'Connell. We had old man Mike Zimmer. Didn't really empower players. And then this young, good-looking head coach, taller Sean McVay, just dropped into our lap.
If Kevin O'Connell was ugly, would he be good?
Not at all.
No, I don't think so.
There's a Twitter account on Vikings Twitter. It's got like 2K followers. It's called Kevin O'Connell's Drawing Line. And it's a great account. It's a great account. But I think Kevin O'Connell, I think you also have one of the best players in the league in Justin Jefferson. I'll keep it simple with that.
Yeah, and he inherited a really good roster.
He did. He
Like
did.
Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson. Like he didn't go into that going, I have to find a quarterback.
No.
Which 85% of the time a new head coach has to do that.
Yeah.
So he inherited a really good deck of cards.
I miss our guy Stefanski, though.
Yeah,
I
better
miss
Kevin.
Stefanski. Ooh.
Better Kevin. Okay. Brown Tiger F the Vikings. I concur. I don't think it's the Vikings. Okay. Stewart, appreciate you beating the buzzer. Unless someone else has a half-court shot loaded and ready to unload, I will once again say I will see you all in Glendale, Arizona, February 2023 for the Browns Vikings Super Bowl. Let's go. You hit 120 yet? We're like $5 away from 120. But yes, Browns Vikings Super Bowl. Patrick and I,
We'll be there.
we'll road trip.
Yeah, we'll be there.
You better believe it.
We would be there.
Yes, and that would be
live.
It would be spectacular. But appreciate everyone for, as always, making us a part of your Thursday, keeping us, part of your routine YouTube rotation and whatnot. Yep. We'll see you all Sunday for our watch party between the Browns and the Bengals. Michael Warnecki! I can't literally finish a sentence sometimes.
We're not leaving.
Not leaving. Show goes on.
That's
This
a
one will be
shot.
unless someone sends in a $10 or more super chat.
Yeah.
I filibustered enough there at the end. I tried to see if anyone wanted to jinx me because I was really ready to sign off before Stewart's super chat. Gavin, we're glad you got involved too, man. Always good to have a fun time in the chat. Okay. Shot here for Michael Warnecki because we got to $120. We'd say we take a slow shot. Brown Tiger. Let's go. $5 super chat. Cheers. Cannonball. Cannonball coming. Petey, you a hockey fan? If so, what team? Yeah, Chicago Blackhawks. My dad's from
sir.
Chicago. Patrick and I had that in common.
Yep.
So go Hawks, baby.
Go Kane.
Caner, baby. Yeah, I'm really bummed because the Hawks come to Dallas twice, and both times I'm not only busy, I'm out of town.
Yeah.
So that's a little bummer.
I'm going to ask you, though, Brown Tiger. Are you a Blue Jackets fan? I'm assuming you are. You think
Brown
Cleveland?
Tiger say he was from Columbus?
Well, I'm just assuming Cleveland.
Ohio? Okay, that's what I was like.
Like-
I believe Brown Tiger lives in North Carolina, he once said.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. Yeah. Colin telling Elias
so.
how the chat usually works. This is a much more interactive chat. Yeah, we try to have some fun here. Okay. One pick draft. 1-1. Hockey logos. I go first. Blackhawks. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Blackhawks can't be in there.
Yeah. Appreciate all of you guys for making us a part of your Thursday. Let's begin on a super chat in the next 20 or so seconds, which will be pretty impressive. We are going to sign off here. Once again, Browns Super Bowl against the Vikings. We'll see you guys on Sunday for our watch party against the Bengals. Must-win game. We'll get on the stream about 30 or 15 minutes before kickoff. So we'll see you guys then. Just wait, somebody's going to donate, Colin said. Unfortunately, we can't just stand forever.
I know.
Otherwise, that's when the Monday meetings become a little bit more, I don't know, mean, if you will.
Yes, a little
So,
more tense.
appreciate everyone for all the super chats. If you super chat, Jesus Christ, Brown Tiger. Bruins is a good logo.
Bruins is a good logo.
Hell no, I'm a Bruins fan all my life.
You guys are a
only the
wagon
Hawks
this
and the
year.
Bruins they are a wagon this year. Played in the Stanley Cup Finals.
I remember,
yeah.
Petey. Do you
2
remember what
goals in
happened?
17 seconds, baby.
You remember what happened in
Oh,
Game
do you
6?
with a blast? Poland!
That was the best 17 seconds of my life.
Yes.
That
Oh,
was
my goodness.
awesome.
That was unbelievable. Brown Tiger's never coming back here
God, that
again.
was against the Bruins.
Yeah.
He's done with us, Pete.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Appreciate everyone for all the super chats. It's kind of getting funny at this point.
Yeah.
We are going to sign off unless in 5 seconds now. I said 15 last time.
seconds.
5 seconds now. Someone sends in a super chat. I know Colin is like begging for someone to do it. One day Colin's going to come in and just drop a stack down or something like that. Like,
Colin's
we're really not fucking leaving. Oh, the bots are here. Just wait a couple more seconds. That's what she said. That's what he said. All right.
The bot said.
Once again, Browns, Bengals, Sunday, must-win game right here at the channel. Let's go Browns, baby.
I stopped it and
I think we're back. Auto
really?
stops off. Captain Nog.
I literally stopped.
Yeah. Patrick stopped the stream for a moment.
Are we talking?
Are we still live? I think we are still live.
Are we live?
I think we're live.
Are we live?
Literally, we stopped the stream on the computer, but it didn't end on YouTube because it's always like a 3-second buffer.
I literally, like,
End of the
on
stream.
off.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we're good. Nah, keep going. I wish we'd like give us something to draft at this point.
I know, yeah. You guys got to give us some drafts.
Yeah, that was weird. We stopped the stream, and I about like took my headset off. Okay.
All right.
Keeping it going. So draft now. It is holiday season.
It is.
Should we draft Christmas movies? Or is
I
that
don't,
too?
I don't know if I've
You don't have a good arsenal of it.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know if
fine.
enough
That's
in my
fine. That's
bag.
fine. Let's draft underrated players in the NFL.
Okay.
Skilled or defensive players.
I like it.
Underrated.
Okay.
You want to go first or second?
Let me go second.
All right, I got a good first one. You ready? Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler? That's
Yeah.
a great one, actually.
I think he is well rated, but I do think he is underrated.
Okay, Austin Eckler. I'll go
Brown Tiger Super Chat, appreciate you.
underrated players in the NFL. I don't want to say this on here. I'm going to go T. Higgins. I
know, I agree with that. T. Higgins would be a wide receiver 1 on so many other teams.
He would be.
I agree. That's probably the better than my Austin
I hate
Eckler
saying
take.
it in front of my Browns fans.
Yeah,
but
no, but that's a good pick. That is a good pick. Harrison Bryant, yeah. I'm going to go with, I might steal one. Cam Jordan is really good.
That
for the
is a
Saints.
great one.
That's a really good pick. I'll go Cam Jordan, coming from the audience.
I like that.
Yeah.
You want to go again? Or no. We're
Blue
not doing
Jackets, hilarious game yesterday. Brown Tiger Super Chat. I did not catch it.
this. I did not catch it either.
Yeah.
All right, underrated. Ooh, this is kind of cop out, but kind of not. Justin Tucker.
That's a cop out. He's not underrated. He's very accurately
But, like,
rated.
as a kicker.
And it's very highly rated. No, pick
Fine.
again. That's a horrible answer.
All right, they're falling
Oh,
in
now they're coming in.
Favorite Christmas movies. We'll pause the draft. Peter, what's your favorite Christmas
Elf.
movie? You said. Yeah, I. Probably
Or
go
no, Christmas Vacation.
I'll probably
Shitter's
go
full.
Home Alone. Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas Vacation's tough to beat.
Yeah, I go Home Alone.
Home Alone. Those are very good picks. No doubt about it. Hard to go wrong
What's
with
the
Christmas.
one where he dresses up in the bunny costume? Is that a Christmas movie? Or like
I love Jingle All the Way, and I love Deck the Halls.
Deck the Halls is a good one. What's
Yep.
the one where he's dressing up in the bunny costume and his dad gives him like the Pee-wee gun and
We're also $15 away from $150. Just looking, quick math, no big deal. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do not. Favorite Christmas movies? Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I love Jingle All the Way. That's with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I love Elf, of course. I'm a basic, little boy in that part. But
A Christmas Story.
the most like routine.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, are you describing a Easter movie or something?
No,
That's
no,
why
no,
I couldn't
no,
figure
no,
out what you're trying to go with it. Overrated high school names. That might be the next draft, actually. We might stop the
Overrated high
underrated
school names?
NFL for that one. I like that one a ton.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, can we actually pivot to that?
I got
We
a
do
couple
have Captain Nog. What about punters or kickers?
Underrated?
It's hard to be underrated kicker. Young Wei Koo is pretty good.
He is good.
I think everyone knows he's good too.
Yeah.
So
Underrated.
Ryan Stonehouse is the punter for the Titans. He is a rookie. They cut their longtime punter for him. He's been awesome this year. So
Really?
that's a good little. If you're ever in need of a special teams conversation, mention Ryan Stonehouse. That'll get some this guy knows his shit.
Cairo Santos.
Yep.
He's another one. All right.
Yeah, Brown Tiger, you would like Christmas Vacation because Clark Hawks, got that Blackhawks jersey on. Good point, Brown Tiger.
It's a good catch.
Great movie, though. I mean, Christmas Vacation is the best Christmas movie. It makes the holiday season. Okay, last draft.
Overrated high school names.
I want the 1-1.
Go.
I could do a book on this. Wildcats.
Yeah.
The lack of thought and creativity that goes into Wildcats.
Especially since it's a high school musical.
Pick one cat. You couldn't just do lions, tigers, bobcats.
Wildcats.
You just took them all and said, all of them. If they're wild, they're our mascot.
I like that.
Is there actually an animal called a wildcat?
I don't think so.
No, there's no thing like, what is that? Oh, that's a wildcat. No. I can't stand wildcats.
That's a good one. I'll go Tigers.
Oh, I think Tigers are pretty badass.
You think you like the Tigers? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like the Tigers.
I don't like bulldogs.
No,
And here's
Bulldogs.
why. Bulldogs are actually, the animal itself, they're not like German Shepherds. They're not mean dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are mean dogs out there.
Uh-huh.
It's not a bulldog. Those are short, fat, can hardly breathe.
Got a cute little face.
Yeah. I think bulldogs is overrated.
Yeah, I like that one.
I'd rather be the Shepherds. Well, no, that's kind of weird. Okay, no. Okay. Still, bulldogs overrated.
So my middle school, we were the Patriots. I'm going to go with the Patriots. I hated that name growing up.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan
I guess
of
it's kind
it.
of common.
I'm going to go Patriots. A little out there, a little personal, but I'm going to go Patriots.
I'm gonna go. I can't stand the Wildcats. Don't like Bulldogs. Give me the. No, I don't mind them. Give me the Warriors.
Yeah, I like that.
What? Like, what even? Like, I just
think of like
Warriors. Like, what can you point to? Be a specific group of warriors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when you're the Spartans, those are warriors from ancient Greece. Warriors, you're just like all of them. No specific one. Like, no, get creative.
My last pick, I'm going to go Red Devils. Hinsdale Central, F the Red Devils, as somebody actually just said it in the chat.
Evanston Red Devils. Yeah, used to be a team I covered.
Vikings are an overrated high school name.
Yeah.
They are an overrated high school name.
I think they're overrated.
High school name.
Okay.
Not a professional sports team.
Yeah.
Great name. But high school, overrated. Kind of agree with Brown.
My last one will be I'm trying to think of just like high schools when I was in high school, like around me. I'm going to go with the Hawks.
Yeah.
Not the Blackhawks. I think the Hawks. Just kind of boring. Be
Yeah,
the
that is
Eagles.
boring.
Be a better bird.
Yeah.
Eagles are way better than the
Ravens,
Hawks. You know, bird, no. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Not the Hawks. All right. That is the Matthew. I need a one-name nickname. Cade, the Yorker. That's what I've been going with. The Yorker, baby.
That's a great one.
Yeah, the Yorker. I like the Jaguars. I like the Jags. All right. That is our shot clock, though. The super chats. I mean, it'd be fantastic. It'd be unreal if someone not even beat the buzzer, but after we stop the stream, send a super chat in.
Like last.
But appreciate all the super chats. We're going to sign off here. See you guys later. For Patrick, myself, go
See you,
Browns.
fellas.
See you